In life, too many people are swayed by the opinions of others, the uncertainty of the future, and the fear of failure. However, a true Stoic is not easily affected by things beyond their control. They understand that true strength doesn't come from controlling the outside world, but from the tranquility within themselves. Nothing in the external world has power over them unless they allow it. To become untouchable, you must start by training yourself to accept reality as it is. When something happens, good or bad, view it objectively, without overreacting emotionally. See the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. In doing so, you will become unshakable, someone who is not easily provoked or controlled by fleeting emotions. True tranquility comes from understanding that life isn't about avoiding storms, but learning to stand firm in the midst of them. A Stoic does not seek a life free from difficulties. Instead, they train their mind to remain steady in every situation. They become a deep and calm ocean, not waves tossed about by the winds. Emotions are a part of life, but if left unchecked, they can become one's greatest weakness. Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control the emotions that arise, we can always control how we respond to them. The ability to master our emotional responses is at the heart of becoming untouchable. When someone insults you or treats you unfairly, you have two choices: react with anger and let emotions take control, or remain calm and view the situation from a broader perspective. A Stoic would choose the latter. They understand that allowing others to control their emotions is like giving them power over themselves. To master emotional detachment, train yourself to pause before reacting. Don't act impulsively. Take a deep breath, think rationally, and ask yourself, is this really worth worrying about? In many cases, the answer will be no. With practice, you'll become increasingly stronger in controlling yourself, until eventually, nothing can shake your inner peace. Indifference in Stoicism doesn't mean not caring about life. Rather, it means wisely choosing what is worthy of our attention. Most people waste their energy on things that don't matter. Other people's opinions, fleeting trends, or things beyond their control. A Stoic understands that true happiness comes from focusing on what really matters. When you become indifferent to external distractions, you free yourself from societal pressures and unrealistic expectations. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself to others, because you are already enough as you are. You live by your principles, not to please others. Practice the art of indifference by asking yourself, will this matter 5 years from now? If the answer is no, don't let it drain your energy. By doing this, you'll live a lighter, more peaceful life, focused on goals that are truly worthwhile. True power comes from within, not from external recognition. A Stoic does not rely on the validation of others to feel worthy. They understand that they themselves are the rulers of their own minds. Nothing can make them feel inferior without their consent. Mastering your inner world means taking full control over how you think, feel, and respond to life. If you feel not good enough, ask yourself, is this true, or just the voice of unfounded fear? If someone belittles you, ask, do their words truly change who I am? When you truly own your inner world, nothing can touch you. You are not shaken by praise or criticism, success or failure. You become the center of stability in your own life, and from there, true strength arises. In a world filled with noise, silence is a form of strength. Many people feel the need to constantly speak, defend themselves, or voice their opinion on everything. But a Stoic understands that silence is often more powerful than words. When you speak less and listen more, you learn more. You become wiser, more self-controlled, and more aware of the world around you. People who talk too much often reveal their weaknesses, while those who remain silent demonstrate their strength. Use silence as a tool. Don't rush to counter arguments. Don't feel the need to explain yourself all the time. Silence is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of confidence. A strong person doesn't need to convince anyone of their strength, just their presence is enough. Drama is a magnet that attracts the attention of many, but a Stoic refuses to get involved. They don't let themselves be swept into meaningless conflicts or quarrels that only drain their energy. For them, peace is more valuable than proving they are right. When someone tries to provoke you, remember that your reaction is your choice. Don't let your ego be triggered by those seeking a fight. If a debate doesn't lead to a solution or growth, it's better to step away with grace. Avoiding drama doesn't mean shying away from challenges. It means choosing battles that are truly worth fighting. Let others get caught up in the noise, while you remain calm, focused, and unshaken. Expectations are the greatest source of disappointment. When you expect others to act a certain way, or life to give you something specific, you let your happiness depend on things outside your control. A Stoic releases expectations and lives with full acceptance. They do their best in every situation, but never tie their happiness to the outcome. They understand that the world owes them nothing, and thus, they never feel disappointed. By living without expectations, you free yourself from unnecessary disappointment and suffering. You become more flexible, more grateful, and more at peace with whatever happens. In this detachment lies true freedom. Stoicism teaches that true fulfillment comes from within, not from external possessions or status. In a world obsessed with material wealth, a Stoic understands that things are transient. They don't allow their self-worth to be tied to possessions, social status, or the approval of others. Living without attachment to materialism means understanding that no amount of wealth or luxury will bring lasting happiness. A Stoic sees material possessions for what they are, temporary tools to be used, not sources of fulfillment. The true wealth lies within, a wealth that cannot be taken away. By detaching from materialism, you gain the freedom to live authentically. You no longer need to chase after the next big thing or constantly seek validation from external sources. Instead, you focus on inner growth, character, and what truly matters. Self-reflection is an essential practice for a Stoic. It allows you to assess your actions, thoughts, and emotions, and understand whether they align with your values. This process of introspection helps you grow wiser and make better decisions moving forward. A Stoic regularly asks themselves, am I living in accordance with my principles? Am I practicing virtue? Am I allowing my emotions to control me? Through this self-awareness, they learn from their mistakes and continue to evolve as a person. Self-reflection is not about self-criticism, but about honest evaluation. It's about recognizing areas for improvement and striving to be the best version of yourself. By constantly reflecting on your life, you cultivate a sense of self-mastery and grow ever closer to becoming untouchable. Resilience is the cornerstone of Stoic strength. Life is filled with challenges, but a Stoic does not see these as obstacles, but as opportunities to develop inner strength. When faced with adversity, a Stoic digs deep, embraces the struggle, and comes out stronger. Through resilience, a Stoic becomes impervious to the slings and arrows of life. No matter what life throws their way, they rise again, stronger and more determined. Resilience is not about avoiding hardship, but about learning to thrive in spite of it. By practicing resilience, we cultivate a mindset that refuses to be broken. The Stoic who embraces adversity emerges with a heart full of wisdom, a mind full of clarity, and an unwavering spirit. Emotions are natural, but if uncontrolled, they can be our greatest weakness. Stoicism teaches that while we cannot control the emotions that arise, we always have control over how we react to them. The ability to manage emotional responses is key to becoming untouchable. When someone insults you or treats you unfairly, you have two choices: to react with anger and let emotions dominate, or to remain calm and observe the situation from a broader perspective. A Stoic would choose the latter, understanding that letting others control your emotions is the same as giving them power over you. To master emotional control, train yourself to pause before reacting. Do not act impulsively. Take a deep breath, think rationally, and ask yourself, is this really worth my time or energy? In many cases, the answer will be no. With practice, you'll develop a stronger command over your emotions, and nothing will disturb your inner peace. Detachment in Stoicism means letting go of what lies beyond your control. Too often, we get caught up in trying to control outcomes, people, or circumstances that are ultimately out of our reach. The true power comes from learning to detach and accept things as they are. A Stoic recognizes that their happiness cannot depend on external conditions. By practicing detachment, you stop relying on others' opinions or the outcome of events to define your emotional state. This allows you to maintain peace regardless of external circumstances. To practice detachment, learn to ask yourself, can I control this? If the answer is no, release it. Let go of attachments to things, outcomes, or people. In doing so, you become free to live life without unnecessary stress, while cultivating a deeper sense of inner tranquility. Purpose in life comes from living according to virtues, not chasing external goals or achievements. The Stoic path teaches that true fulfillment is found in cultivating wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, principles that transcend fleeting success or recognition. A Stoic doesn't live to impress others or accumulate accolades. They live to align themselves with their highest values. The pursuit of virtue becomes the goal, not the approval of others or societal standards. Through this pursuit, a Stoic finds lasting purpose and meaning in their life. Living according to virtue means making choices based on what is right, not what is easy. It means striving to be the best version of yourself, regardless of external rewards or punishments. When you embrace this path, you'll find a deep sense of satisfaction that cannot be shaken by the ups and downs of life. The ego is one of the greatest barriers to peace. It thrives on pride, comparison, and the need to be better than others. Stoicism teaches that true strength comes from humility, understanding that we are part of something greater than ourselves and that our worth is not determined by external measures. When we allow our ego to control us, we become vulnerable to both praise and criticism. We seek validation from others, which means we let them have power over our sense of self. A Stoic, on the other hand, is indifferent to praise or blame, finding their value in the strength of their own character. Overcoming the ego requires self-awareness. It means recognizing when pride begins to rise and choosing humility instead. It involves embracing the idea that your value is intrinsic and not determined by others' opinions. By letting go of the ego, you free yourself from the need for external validation, living a life of true inner strength. The Stoics remind us that our time is limited, and it is through the awareness of our mortality that we are motivated to live a meaningful life. Death is not something to fear, but something to embrace, for it is the ultimate reminder that life is precious and should not be wasted on trivial pursuits. By contemplating mortality, we are urged to focus on what truly matters: our relationships, our growth, and our contributions to the world. A Stoic does not live in fear of death, but uses it as a guide to prioritize what is truly valuable. They understand that each moment is an opportunity to live with purpose. To live a Stoic life is to live fully, knowing that every day is a gift. This awareness helps us become more intentional in our actions and less distracted by things that will not matter when we are gone. Mortality gives us the courage to live authentically and to strive for what is truly meaningful. Endurance is a key principle in Stoicism. Life will throw challenges your way, pain, hardship, and setbacks. But it is through these trials that you develop the strength to persevere. Stoics don't seek to avoid difficulty, but embrace it as an opportunity for growth. Through endurance, a Stoic builds resilience and inner strength. They understand that every challenge faced with courage becomes a stepping stone towards greater wisdom and self-mastery. Life's difficulties are not obstacles, but opportunities to prove your character and refine your spirit. The strength of endurance lies in your ability to keep moving forward, even when the path is difficult. It means staying true to your values, regardless of how much pressure or adversity you face. A Stoic knows that true power is not the absence of challenges, but the ability to rise above them. Self-sufficiency is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. A Stoic finds peace not in depending on others, but in cultivating the ability to be content with themselves. They do not seek validation or support from external sources, as they understand that true peace comes from within. Being self-sufficient means being able to find happiness, fulfillment, and purpose without relying on external circumstances. A Stoic recognizes that no amount of material wealth or external approval can provide lasting contentment. Instead, they focus on developing the inner resources that allow them to remain peaceful regardless of the outside world. By mastering self-sufficiency, you become immune to the fluctuations of life. You no longer need others to complete you because you are already whole. This inner strength allows you to navigate life with calm, equanimity, and an unwavering sense of purpose. The present moment is all we truly have. A Stoic understands that worrying about the past or the future only takes us away from the here and now. They focus on the present moment, knowing that it is the only time in which they have power to act. Living in the present moment means fully engaging with life as it unfolds. It involves not dwelling on regrets or anxieties, but accepting each moment as it comes. A Stoic understands that peace can only be found in the now, and they cultivate mindfulness in everything they do. By mastering the present moment, you free yourself from the burden of the past and the uncertainty of the future. You become fully immersed in the experience of life, enjoying it for what it is, without distraction. This is where true serenity is found, here and now. The final mastery of tranquility is found in achieving peace despite external circumstances. A Stoic does not depend on external situations for their happiness or calmness. They have cultivated an inner peace so strong that nothing can disturb it. This ultimate state of tranquility comes from having complete control over your emotions, thoughts, and reactions. The world may be chaotic, but the Stoic remains calm, centered, and unshaken. They understand that true peace is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of calmness within. Mastering tranquility means being able to navigate through life's storms with equanimity, knowing that your inner peace cannot be touched by the external world. This is the pinnacle of Stoic living, an untouchable state of serenity. The true legacy of a Stoic is not what they achieve in the eyes of the world, but the strength, wisdom, and peace they embody. A Stoic leaves behind an example of resilience, composure, and inner tranquility that others can aspire to. An untouchable life is one that is not swayed by the praise or criticism of others. It is a life defined by principles, not by external validation. The legacy of a Stoic is a quiet strength, a life lived in accordance with virtue, and a constant reminder of the power of inner peace. When you live by Stoic principles, you leave a lasting impact not through fame or fortune, but through the example of your character. Your legacy becomes a beacon of peace, strength, and wisdom for future generations to follow.